kind of look at me like,
To who, Johnny?
yeah.
Is she gonna eat or no?
All right, kids. Welcome everybody here. Oh, we're gonna there's gonna be a tight little squeeze here. Welcome everybody to our live update. I'm here with my man Jimmy Jam here. A little change of pace from what I normally do. Normally on Fridays I have a different video I release, making something, what have you. That kind of got thrown out the window this week, but a couple of you out there requested you want to kind of get an update on what's going on in Vegas. Here, let me move this up a little bit. All right. You want an update on what's going on in Vegas while we're Jimmy and I always need an excuse to come out and have a couple of beers and some wings. So
Thank you.
that's what we're going to do here tonight. At any point in time you have a question or whatever, feel free to put it in. It'll pop up on the screen. Also feel free to use the super chat. I've enabled that. I've never really done that before, but if you feel so inclined, we'd appreciate anything on the super chat. Real quick, I got to give a little disclosure. The video I was going to do tonight, part of the reason why we're doing this is I plan on doing a video about fermenting sugar and water. I get that question a lot from you guys. Unfortunately, my little experiment wasn't going as well as I thought. I had what's called a stuck fermentation. I fixed it, but the video is going to it'll probably come out the week after next or something like that. So, but again, fortunately for us, gives us a reason to come out on Friday night and do a little live stream.
Why not?
Why not? Speaking of videos, the last month or so I started doing 3 videos a week. I've just read stuff that's a good way to kind of build momentum for your YouTube channel. What I started doing was, instead of Monday, Friday, went Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The videos I would do on Wednesday were alternating between my Value Spirit series, which we're going to keep doing. And I would love suggestions on Value Spirits if you'd like to leave one. And then the other part of the series was Best Bars in Vegas. I just wanted to kind of reveal best bars in Vegas. Unfortunately, right now, a lot of the bars are closed. Especially a lot of the bars that we like to go to. They're dive bars that don't have food, and that's the big deal with our governor right now, is a bar has to have food. That's why we're in a Buffalo Wild Wings right now, because they can be open because it's a quote-unquote restaurant, but you can't go to a bar because they're not a restaurant. Somehow COVID avoids chicken wings, thank God. So that's up with that. I'll probably go back to 2 videos a week instead of 3, just because that's kind of thrown me off on producing more videos about bars right now. So be prepared for that, and I may do some more of these live streams in the future. I may change things up for it. I would love your feedback. You know, if you want more of this, less of that, feel free to let us know. Also, I do want to mention, I was thinking about this today. I put out on my Twitter and my Instagram, hey, we're going live at 7 if you want to check out the show. Check out my Instagram and or Twitter. My Twitter is @PlattsBoozBlog, and the Instagram is @PlattRobertson. That's my name, @PlattRobertson. Join those. I'm not the biggest Instagram, Twitter guy, but it's another way to kind of keep pace with what I'm doing. It's an easier way to communicate. YouTube doesn't have a way to let me tell everybody, hey, I've got something coming up. So I use Instagram or Twitter, generally more Twitter. Also, one other thing, I'm contemplating, I brought this up a couple months ago when Jimmy and I did a couple of these Vegas updates, contemplating a podcast still. I've done some more research, so I'd like your feedback on that. All right, Jimmy, what's up with you, young man? Enough of me.
Well, just another day in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada.
Ladies want to know, you still single? Ladies, he's single.
That is yes.
Yes. Got a great credit score too. If you're into that, I'm just saying, ladies. Great credit score. All right, quickly, let's start telling the kids the news. What's going on in Vegas? What's new? First, let me explain the status of the casinos, just in general. We are in phase 1.5. Our governor had, back in May, when they decided we have to kind of open things back up and we go broke, he decided to go have this 72 phase plan, and we're in phase 4.7 or whatever the hell. But we started opening casinos in early June, and we opened them at 50%, and things seemed like we were building momentum through June. Unfortunately, the COVID numbers started to spike, however, and then after 4th of July weekend, somehow, I guess our governor thought he was going to bring in a lot of tax money that weekend, so he waited until after that weekend to announce to kind of go back another half phase or something like that. And what that basically meant was they're closing bars down. The casinos are still open. Most of the restaurants inside the casinos are open. They're still taking reservations. They're still charging you room tax. They just don't want you at a bar drinking, even though you can drink on the casino floor. It doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. And smoke. They still allow smoking though. Don't mind kids who want to eat. Why don't you tell them what you think about that?
I'm still not fond of that. The smoking, at least. I think they should cut that out for now, at least until either after they got a vaccine or something, because people are walking around with cigarettes in their hand, just not even lit when they're not, so they can constantly not put a mask on. I don't know. I mean, I've suggested that in the beginning they should build a room, plexiglass room. They got plexiglass everything else. Put a plexiglass 12 by 12 room next to a couple bars and let people go in there and smoke their brains out like they do at airports. And then come out, and that way they don't have to go outside, and they're not blowing smoke all over everybody else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just an idea, and I don't know if they'll ever take that up. I know you and I have a different little opinion than that, but I mean, that's how I feel. And I mean, that's part of our job. I know, I understand that, but we need to. For now, I thought they could.
Jimmy and I have had kind of a running debate on the topic. I understand, especially in a COVID world, it's a respiratory disease. I'm in the camp that, well, Vegas kind of sells itself on freedom and letting you do what you can't do back home, things like gamble or be in a strip club at 4 a.m., stuff like that. One of the big selling points of Vegas, not so much for the domestic market, but especially for the international market, is the ability to smoke in public. The British just love it. Europeans love it when I tell them, yeah, can we smoke here? They're real timid about that. I'm like, smoke them if you got them. It's kind of it's kind of one of those things that no one will ever say, well, I will or won't go to a place because of smoking, if they're a smoker, but it does make a difference. So that's my feeling on that.
A lot of people think they can smoke marijuana in restaurants, bars, hotels.
This is a question we've had before, and I get all the time. The legality of marijuana here in Nevada, and as far as consuming in public. Marijuana is legal in Nevada. You can buy it. There's no dispensaries on the strip, but a couple blocks each way, there's several dispensaries. The law is you can't consume, you're not supposed to consume in public. Obviously, if you have a gummy or something like that, no one's going to notice. Really what they're wanting to avoid is you just rolling up the old school joint and just lighting up right there. Technically, that's a misdemeanor, and you could get a $600 fine for pardon me.
How much?
$600.
Okay.
That's if they want to charge you. I have yet, and Jimmy, you tell me if you've seen any different, I have yet to see a Metro police officer or anybody write that ticket. I've yet to hear of anybody getting that ticket.
Thank you, Doctor.
So, basically, use discretion. But yeah,
I've never seen him. I have seen him outside, off of Harmon one day. Had somebody, I could smell it, and they got out of the car. I could see the police officers get out of the car, and it looked like they were confronting him. I don't know what happened, but I was driving by, but I could smell it.
Well, I guess you pulled a full Cheech and Chong. You guys need to do a podcast like that. Under consideration. let's just say,
Up in smoke.
as if you don't smoke, we can't have a.
Maybe I can have the. Platt made us some over the week the mimosas.
We don't need.
We don't need to go there. Okay.
There's folks in Utah that be mad about the mimosas.
I didn't say where.
You guys doing okay?
We're doing just
We're
fine.
doing good.
Anyway, so that's the story on weed as far as consuming in public. I guess the best way to put it, it's like driving 66 miles an hour. Technically, it's illegal, but is anybody getting thrown in jail for 66 miles an hour? So that's the point on that. All right, so real quick, let's hit some quick news notes on what's going on in Vegas.
Yeah.
Speaking of COVID and everything and the enforcement, the Sahara got dinged by state gaming
Yeah, I heard.
recently. The Sahara Hotel is one of the older hotels on the north end of the strip. They got dinged. They supposedly had a luncheon with 135 people, which they should know better. They claim, well, we were confused on what. But a couple of other things that got written up for that kind of disturbed me. One of them was that a craps table, they were only allowed 3 players at a time plus the dealers, and supposedly a 4th player joined, and that's what they got popped for. That's probably a little over top. And a couple other examples that were actually noted in the report, this wasn't just hearsay, this is actually in the report, was they popped them for having someone standing behind someone that was playing blackjack. A lot of people just like to walk by and watch somebody, especially if they're playing big money, just kind of watch.
Yeah.
It's not the player's fault, it's not the dealer's fault, it's not really anybody's fault. But the Sahara got popped for that. Also, too, they got popped for supposedly a group of friends watching their buddy play a slot machine. 5 friends supposedly. Again, we gotta. This is bad for business. But anyway, that's they're the first casino I know of on the strip though that actually got written up for that. So, what's your take on that?
Well, I mean, there's limits to where you need to be with, cracking down on stuff. I mean, big groups, I understand being at the bar, hugging, kissing, high-fiving, blowing smoke to me is kind of, I know they're not allowing that right now, but, that's kind of touchy, subject there, but I don't know. They're going to crack down. There are going to be people out there watching big time. I mean, Governor Sisolak has his cronies or whatever you want to call them, spies out there at every. I mean, you can be at a little mom and pop place, and they're going to come in and they're going to check you. And if you're not abiding by the rules, you're either going to get shut down or fined.
The famous words of Hall & Oates, private eyes are watching you. Next, one of the things that's driven Vegas lately, in the last 5-10 years, it's really built, is the convention business. Well, it came out this week that we lost what's called SEMA, Secondary Auto Parts Market, something, I can't remember what the acronym stands for, but it's Secondary Auto Parts. Huge show, brings a ton of people down, brings a lot of money to town. And those guys are canceled. They're set to be here in November, they canceled. And that's a big loss for us. And the thing is, unfortunately what's happened in Vegas is that 10, 15, maybe even starting 20 years ago, they shifted the concept out here from, hey, come out and gamble, to, well, let's go to concerts, let's go to conventions, let's have sporting events. Well, they're all big gatherings with big crowds. We can't do that anymore. But unfortunately, this thing is not built now just to survive on blackjack players and slot players. So
You are correct, sir.
yeah. So these casinos are kind of screwed in that sense, and it seems like every other day we hear of a big convention. CES wasn't scheduled till January, but they canceled. They're going virtual. Actually, the one that's going to break your heart,
I know. It's the porn
AVN, the porn convention, which sadly enough, was supposed to be the last event. Or no, it was supposed to be the first event for the new Hooters, or new Virgin Casino, which was the old Hard Rock. The old Hard Rock closed after the Super Bowl. Actually, they dodged the bullet in the sense that they closed right before this whole COVID thing started. Uh-oh. I think we've gone blurry. No, we're still on. But I'm afraid we're a little blurry. Let's see if... Alright. Sorry, folks, we're having a little technical difficulty.
The glitch in the system.
Yeah. We will be right back.